Week is maybe I made a mistake. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Casey and this is my service dog in training, Kenobi. I'm actually having to refilm some of these, so if he looks a lot bigger, that's why. I'm pretty sure I filmed this one in next week's, but I guess I deleted it, so I have to do some catch up here. So I'm going to try to keep it pretty quick, short and sweet. So this is week 6. This is the week on Tuesday and Wednesday. I filmed my virtual home manners test, or Kenobi's virtual home manners test. I had to split it up into 2 days because on Tuesday it started raining, so I really didn't want to film outside the walking section and the playing outside section in the rain, so I waited till the next day. But yeah, we did a couple little outings. We have one at Lowe's, and this is the main one I kind of wanted to focus on this week is maybe I made a mistake. Kind of want to hear what you guys think in the comments. Through this series, I want to show that you're going to make mistakes. I'm going to make mistakes. That's fine to make mistakes. Mistakes are for learning. And as long as you are learning from them and moving on, then it's fine, right? So I'm going to make mistakes. I'm trying not to give the perfect persona of, it's super easy and, you'll never make mistakes training your own service dog. You will. And I might have made a mistake at Lowe's. I'll run the clip here for you. So we did a little trip to Lowe's, just me and him. He did fantastic healing, or kind of healing. I'm not actually looking for a full heal right now because he's still very young at this point, only 14 weeks. But he did very well. He wasn't pulling. He was still curious of everything, and I'm totally fine with that. I'm socializing him. We did run into somebody, and you could see he was a little thrown off about the guy that came up. One of the employees came up and asked if I was looking for something or if I needed any help. And he was a little thrown off about it, so I went ahead and asked him, even though I knew where something was that I was looking for. I went ahead and asked him, so it was kind of a socialization for him that it's okay for me to talk to people, and it's fine. No one's going to hurt you. And I know he just needs to kind of look at stuff and take stuff in, and then he's fine with it. So I went ahead and stopped, and this guy looked up the item I needed on his phone to find the aisle and number, and you can kind of see, it's kind of poor camera angle, but you can see Kenobi's pretty hesitant. He's not very sure about this guy, and then all of a sudden he swaps and decides to jump on him, and I let him. I didn't correct him for it. The guy didn't seem too thrown off about it at all, which I'm grateful for. Otherwise I probably would have tried to redirect him, but he was just still looking at his phone. He dropped his hand. I thought he was gonna go to pet him, and then but he didn't, so that kind of threw me off a little bit, but he didn't seem scared about him at all, so that's why I didn't worry about it. And really, in the moment, it felt like an eternity, but watching back the clip, it was so short of a time that he was up there. But obviously, if he was any older, I definitely probably would have corrected it. Next time, I will probably definitely redirect, but I didn't want him to be afraid of strangers. So that was my main reasoning. If I had to redo it, would I change it? Probably not. I didn't want to correct him because he was shy and then he decided to go for it. So I didn't want to correct that, right? And you can see once he got down, I rewarded him heavily for that. So hopefully he just found out that it's just not rewarding, but there's nothing dangerous about it, right? So that was our biggest thing. But he did really well in Los. Besides that, that was kind of our one little hiccup. I'm kind of curious what you guys think. Although, you know, this is in the past, this has happened. You know, I can't go back and change it no matter how much I want to. Like I said, I probably wouldn't, honestly, under this very specific circumstances. I don't think I would have changed it. But what would you guys think? If your service dog in training did that, would you have corrected it? I think under the circumstances, like I said, he was shy before. We're building confidence right now. He wasn't vested as a service dog. He was just really, I'm kind of allowing him to be a little puppy, a little crazy, to try to explore. And for me, that gives me kind of a ground zero of actually what we need to work on. If I'm always 100% controlling him and handling him, I don't know what we actually need to work on. Because I can take some treats, prance him around and heel the store all day long, but that doesn't show me what we need to work on. That doesn't show me what he's nervous about. That doesn't show me a whole list of things. So I'm trying to take this more approach of letting him kind of be more puppy, right? He's young. He doesn't need to prance around in a perfect heel. We'll do it for like 2 steps to build the behavior, but I'm not going to expect him so young to prance around the store the entire time in a perfect heel, staring up at me, absolutely ignoring everything. That is too much for him. He is way too young for that. He needs to be a puppy. He needs to explore little things. Yes, we're going to correct some behavior as he gets older, definitely. Probably at this point, I think we're about 2 or 3 weeks past this. Probably would at least redirect. Probably would not correct the jumping up behavior, but would redirect for sure. You know, unless he was super nervous like that. So like I said, I'm curious what you guys think about that. Put in the comments below. I love having discussions on my page, on my comments. I don't condone slamming. I don't condone anything like that. But actual open discussions or opinions, totally for. I think that's how we learn, is to talk about stuff. So, but I wanted to show this to show that I'm not perfect. My dog's not perfect. Your dog's probably not going to be perfect, and that's okay. We are learning. And any trainer that says they're not learning is lying, and you need to run. So anyway, we also did another little outing to Office Max. My husband went to go pick something up. I went ahead and went with him. Quick, again, little 5-minute training. This because there's a lot less distractions there, and I had Elsa. I definitely had a lot more control over him. Try to get him to go a little tighter, closer to me. Again, he was about the same. He was pretty tight in lows, but he definitely gets a little bit more distracted when I have Elsa, I have noticed. But you could see he's being very attentive when we're waiting for my husband to check out, which is fantastic. Not being all over the place while we're waiting for my husband to check out. One thing we do have to work on is he's definitely not afraid of automatic doors or any kind of doors, which is good, but he likes to kind of bolt through them. So we need to practice some patience on going through thresholds. So you can kind of see it with the first door we go through. The second one, he was fine. I'm not sure if it was because I corrected him for the first one, or he was kind of over it, or the door was open. I don't know. But that is definitely something we need to work on. And but I think he did very well for his age, going through a little store. And yeah, I'm pretty impressed with him. And we're just slowly building that stuff up, as you should. He's young, he's going to make mistakes, but we want to set him up for success as much as possible and continue to build that socialization at this point. So he went in a different store there and saw, you know, the bright lights that are typically in that store and the bright white floor. So definitely a good little outing for him. He didn't seem bugged by that at all. He paid very good attention and everything. So that was pretty much it for this week. We do have some clips of me going over some of his commands. We did a lot of socialization, to gear, muzzle training, his rec specs, boots, all we worked on. We also introduced a gentle leader, which I really love using, especially during that teenager stage where they just want to sniff everything and it's not quite appropriate in a working environment. I like to use the gentle leader for a certain amount of time through their public access training, and it has worked wonders for my last 2 dogs, keeping their nose off the ground and kind of getting them into that working mode of we are walking and behaving and not sniffing everything, and kind of giving them a good on-off switch to learn for working and just playing and being a dog. So I introduced him to that. He didn't seem worried about that at all. I'll probably continue to introduce him to that a little bit more. And we might start using it soon, but I'm going to try to wait until 6 months before I start using it. That's typically when I like to use no tools until that point. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to comment about what you think about making mistakes. Like I said, I think it's important to show the mistakes and how we work through them, and maybe why we allow our dog to make mistakes sometimes. So, if you would like to continue watching our journey and have not done so already, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye!